Hello. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone's doing well. I jumped on, well, what I thought was going to be a little early to make sure my settings were okay. So I'm going to let Facebook give you a couple of minutes to let you know that I've gone live, and then we will get started with some paper crafting. So I'm just going to make sure. Oh, I can see comments. Perfect. I feel like every time I try to do this, Facebook changes things around on me, as they do. So anyways, this is Sunday stamping. And so I'm going to share with you something that I've been working on in my studio this week. I hope that you enjoyed your weekend. The weather was not the greatest. It is officially fall, so this week was the first official day of fall, and I don't know if you like fall or not. I like the change in season. I really like summer, but I also like the transition to a new season. So maybe you were able to do something fall related in your garden or something this weekend. Let me know in the comments below what you were up to. This weekend, actually, last night was really fun. It was my friend's, I don't know. It was my friend's 40th birthday. And if you remember, I turned 40 last month, so this was a good friend of mine that we sort of grew up together and went to school together. So it was fun to go and celebrate her and her big birthday. And then today we actually went to church in person, which we have barely been able to do this year. So that was, a couple of things this weekend that were more normal pre-pandemic. So that was kind of fun. So let's get started with Sunday stamping. Hopefully if you have any questions as I'm going through, you'll leave a comment below. And if I don't see it during the live, then I'll be able to address it after. So if you're new to my page, my name is Jenna Moore. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in London, Ontario, Canada. And once a week on Sundays at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time, I do go live and share with you new products or promotions or things that are going on in my crafting studio. So tonight I'm going to show you a bundle that was featured in this month's Class to Go. Which is called Gorgeous Leaves. And so I'm going to show you the inspiration for my project tonight, and then I'm going to show you a couple of samples that I used with the bundle. So I'm going to flip my camera around here. Okay, so here we go. You should be able to see my table now. So before we get started, just a couple of announcements. I did want to let you know that classes for October, or classes that you need to RSVP for in October, will be published on my Facebook page and my Stampin' Up! Website this week, so keep an eye out for those. I will let you know classes have been selling out with a waiting list, and so especially the in-person classes. If it's Class to Go, I have more room available, but if it's an in-person class, of course, because of COVID restrictions, there are limited spots. So if you are interested in a class, please RSVP sooner rather than later so that you don't miss out. So watch out for those classes. And then I did want to let you also know that there are only a few days left to take advantage of Celebration. So in this brochure, you can earn free products with every $60 and $120 order. Most of the products are still available. I believe that the Bedazzling paper is sold out, but there are lots of great other products in here that you can choose from with your order. And as well, that means with Celebration ending, our Join Special will also be coming to an end. So with the Join Special, when you purchase a starter kit, you get to choose an extra bundle, one of the selected bundles from the mini catalog. So that's extra value and a great value of a starter kit anyways. I went ahead and I priced everything out. So in our starter kit, you can choose any current product in your starter kit up to $165 worth. And then if you want to maximize your free bundle, one of the bundles is $81.75. You get a free paper pumpkin kit in your starter kit, and that's a $30 value. So you're looking at $276.75 Canadian before tax and shipping. Adding those on, total would be $344. And a starter kit is only $135. And if you're in Ontario, that includes the shipping and tax. So it's $135 and you're getting $344 worth of product. So this is an amazing deal. Again, only available until September 30th. So if you are interested in that and you have questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I will drop the link below if you want to check out the Join Now special. And not only are you getting this amazing starter kit, but you're getting a discount on future orders. You are joining our amazing Stampin' Up! Community, which I can tell you, I've made so many friends through my journey in Stampin' Up! That I would have never made otherwise. So those friendships are valuable, even more so than the starter kit. So something to keep in mind, but don't think about it too long because you only have a few days left to join. So tonight I'm going to show you the Gorgeous Leaves bundle. This is one of the bundles that is in the mini July to December catalog, and it is one of the bundles that you can choose for free with your starter kit. And so in the bundle is the Gorgeous Leaves stamp set. This is a red rubber stamp. It's an image only stamp set. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're ordering it. And then it also has the intricate leaves dies, and these dies are beautiful. There are images or dies to cut out the images, and then there are these great detail dies, which we're going to use tonight. So as I said before, this bundle was featured in my class to go for September, and so some of the cards I have to show you tonight are from that class. So this is one of the cards that we made. I'm actually going to zoom in for this. I always go the wrong way. I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see. So this card was actually cased from Mary Fish, who is a US demonstrator. So we created this one. Then there was this one. And I love the Mary Merlot cardstock. This is a color I honestly don't really use a lot, but I love how it goes with Mossy Meadow and Night of Navy. And then I will say the stamp set that I chose, again, because it's an image-only stamp set, I chose the Peaceful Moments stamp set to pair with these cards. This was one I also cased using one of those intricate dies, and again, the Peaceful Moments stamp set. And then this last one here, just those great background stamps. I think we used them in a couple of the cards because they just add an extra flair to the cards. And then the last sample I want to show you. So every month in our stamping group we do swaps, and so this month was fall themed cards. And so this one was a card I received from Cindy Coster, who's one of our Stamp to Create fellow members. So again, using those intricate dies and the two big maple leaves. So that was a fun card. And so the one I'm going to show you tonight is actually, I was inspired by a post done by Stampin' Up. So I don't know if you follow them on social media. They do have an Instagram page and a Facebook page. So these colors are actually inspired by, so hopefully you can see this. This was a post on the Stampin' Up social media a couple of days ago, I think. Today or yesterday was the first day I actually noticed it. That's, you know, how social media goes. And so I really loved the color palette that was used in these cards. This is another bundle in the mini catalog. I don't have it in front of me, but it's with pumpkins, which I don't own, but I really loved this color combination, so I figured I would use it on a card using the Gorgeous Leaves bundle. So this is the card we're making tonight. I'm just going to zoom out a bit here, and I've got all my measurements that I will share with you. So if I can find my paper. So let's see, I've got all my pieces here. So we are starting with a basic white. This is the thick cardstock in the basic white, and it is cut 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then I have a piece of soft succulent, which is one of our ink colors for 2021 to 2023. This one is cut 5.5 by 4 1/4, and this one we're going to cut out with some dies momentarily. Then I have another piece of basic white. This is the regular cardstock instead of the thick one. This is 4.5 by 2.5 inches. I have a piece of designer series paper here, and if you're wondering where this paper comes from, this is actually one of our host reward items that you can choose. It's called Party Pattern. I should have grabbed my catalog, but I didn't. So if you ever host a workshop or you place a qualifying order yourself, you get to choose Stampin' rewards, and this is one that you can choose. It is a 48 sheet pack of designer series paper, which is double the size of a normal designer series paper pack. So this is an amazing value that you can get for free with a qualifying order. So I'm using this beautiful gingham pattern for the card. And then I have a piece of Cajun Craze cardstock, which is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4. I have a piece of soft succulent cardstock that is 3 inches by 1 3/4 inches. And then a piece of basic black, which is 2 3/4 by 1/2 inch. Okay, so lots of paper layers in this card. And then to embellish the card at the end, you'll see I have these beautiful brush metallic adhesive back dots. I have used a ton of these already. They are so beautiful, and they come in 3 different shades. So we're going to use those as well tonight. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out all the pieces we need. So I'm going to put these other pieces aside. So this large piece of soft succulent, I'm actually going to pull in another die set. And you've seen me use these a lot. These are the scalp contour dies, and they've been extremely popular. They are in the annual catalog, and tonight I'm actually going to use the biggest frame for this piece here. And then for these pieces, we're going to cut out the leaves. So I'm going to use the Cajun Craze with the largest maple leaf die, and then we're going to cut 2 smaller leaves. And for these ones with the intricate dies, I am going to use the adhesive sheets. They're hidden somewhere on my desk here. So you've seen me use these quite a bit on the intricate dies. These are an adhesive that are available in the annual catalog. And all you do is you pull out a sheet and you cut it to fit your cardstock. So all I do is try to figure out what size of the adhesive sheet I need. And it doesn't have to be exact. So the adhesive sheets are great for these type of dies because it's essentially going to turn your cardstock, if I can get it here, into a sticker. So instead of having to use really thin adhesive like a glue, this just creates a sticker for you, which is much easier to get your dies onto your card. So this is a little tricky here. Let's see if I can get this. So if you haven't purchased these adhesive sheets and you have some intricate dies in your collection, this adhesive is a great investment. I honestly forget to use it sometimes, and then when I cut the die out, I think to myself, why didn't I use adhesive sheets? Actually, a class we had on Friday, our first Christmas Stamp-a-Stack, which was amazing. Thank you to those who came out. It was a lot of fun. We did a wreath die, and honestly, this adhesive would have been perfect for that. Okay, so I've got both of them here with the adhesive sheet backing on them, and you just apply it right to the cardstock. Oh, hi Sharon. Yes, adhesive sheets are a game changer. I agree. Again, like I said, it's just remembering to use them. That's my problem. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom out here because I'm gonna do some die cutting. So for this die here, the big frame, you do need a standard size die cutting machine because it will not fit in the mini. So I'm going to put my soft succulent cardstock down with the largest frame, and then we're going to cut that. This one only needs to go through the machine once. I find this Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine really cuts well with our dies, so you don't have to pass it through a bunch of times like you did with our previous machine. Now I'm going to clean this up, and then we're going to cut the leaves. Pardon the noise. Just want to make sure that there's no little bits on there. So then I'm going to put both of these down and pull out the dies I want. So again, taking this large maple leaf, and then I'm grabbing 2 of the smaller intricate dies, and we're going to pass these through. Now these ones I'm going to pass through twice, and the reason I'm doing that is because with the adhesive sheet on the back, it does make the cardstock thicker, and so you do really need a double pass of the machine to make sure that they're cut out. Okay, so I'm just putting my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine away, and then we're going to pop out these dies. So because the adhesive backing is on them, they're again a little thicker, so I'm just going to pop them out with my take a pick tool. Those dies aside, and then the same with the maple leaf. So see how cleanly that cut doing the double pass, and I'm going to pop this out. Okay, there we go. So we've got our die cut pieces. I'm going to leave those aside for now, and we'll do the stamping. So here on my piercing mat, so the stamping that I've done on here is a background stamp. I'm going to see if I can bring this closer. So I've got one of those background images on the basic white cardstock here, and then we're going to do some heat embossing, which I seem to do quite a bit of recently. I've gotten back into the heat embossing because it just makes a statement. For my friend's birthday card last night, I created a double gift card holder, which was really fun. And I stamped the images in black, and then I decided, no, it wasn't bold enough for me. So then I got out my black embossing powder and I used that instead. So I feel like everything gets embossed these days. So the ink I'm using is Gray Granite, again inspired from the post from Stampin' Up. And I'm using this large splotched background stamp. So I'm just going to ink that in Gray Granite, and I'm going to stamp just in a random pattern. And I probably should have re-inked that. I thought maybe I could just stamp off, but I messed that up. So this is full strength stamping, which is exactly what I did in my sample. Okay, so I'm going to put that aside, and then at this point I'm also going to do my embossing. So this piece here is the one we're going to use for the sentiment. Again, this is a piece of basic black cut at 2 3/4 inch by 1/2 inch. And the sentiment, like again, if you remember, the Gorgeous Leaves stamp set is an image only stamp set. So I had to pull something for a sentiment. So I've chosen Feels Like Home for this card. This is actually one of our celebration stamp sets that you can earn for free with a $60 order. And so I've chosen the greeting that says, I can't thank you enough. There are some really delicate other sentiments in here that say, your friendship feels like home to me. I'm always and forever here for you and missing you. So this is a really nice image and sentiment stamp set that you can earn for free for just a few more days. So if you like this stamp set, you need to hurry. So for heat embossing, you need your Versamark ink, and I've got the sentiment mounted on one of the smaller stamp blocks here. And I'm just going to ink that. There we go. And then I'm grabbing my white embossing powder. And I like to keep my embossing powder in these little lunch containers with the snap lids, and then use this little spoon here. And that way it keeps it all contained in there. Just kind of brush off the excess powder there as much as you can. And then we're going to grab the heat tool. I'm going to make sure I put the lid back on here so I can't spill it. Okay, move this out of the way. So when you're using heat embossing, you want to make sure that you're not going to burn yourself. So the heat tool is very hot at the end, so you want to make sure that you're not holding the piece of paper if it's really small with your hand, because you will end up burning your fingertips. So I'm going to turn my heat tool on, and it'll just take a couple of seconds, and this will turn from a matte finish to a glossy finish as it sets the powder. Just takes about a minute or so for it to set. And there's no trick to it. It's quite obvious. You won't be able to see it on camera, but it is obvious when the powder is set. So you can see that there. Okay, and now we can put everything together. So I'm going to start with my card base. And so you're folding on the score line and then using a bone folder to burnish that edge. And then I'm going to take the frame and use my Stampin' seal to adhere that to the front of the card. Okay, so this I'm just going to mount in the middle. These frames are amazing for just using as backgrounds or using for sentiments. So as you can see, this one fits perfectly on that front. So it's a great die. And oh, here's my designer series paper. So I'm going to put that on next, and I've cut it so that it will fit in the frame. So again, using Stampin' seal. And I'm putting this to the left of the card, and I've just left a really small border, a uniform border around the edges. And then I'm going to take my stamped background piece and do the same thing. So I'm going to put it to the right side, but leave a bit of a border around. And so we've got that there. And of course, it doesn't really matter where you've stamped your background pieces, because these leaves are going to go right over top. So I'm going to start with the biggest leaf first, because then I can fit the smaller ones around. So as you can see with the adhesive backing, I haven't pulled out any of the leaf little bits yet, because a lot of times the adhesive sheet will pull those out for you. So I'm just going to peel this away. And all these little bits are gonna be all over the place now. Okay. So here we go. So as you can see, most of them have pulled out with the backing. I've got a couple here on my card I'm gonna move, and then I'm gonna put this on an angle sort of in the middle of this background. And then I'll grab the other two leaves and do the same thing. If you have trouble getting the adhesive backing off, you can take a pick tool or a pair of scissors if you have them. So this one came completely off, so that's great. I don't have to poke any of those bits out. And the last one, let's see if I can do the same. Oh, just one. And we're going to put this near the bottom. I just want to leave a little bit of space to put my greeting in there. So as you can see with those adhesive backings, they are glued completely down. I didn't have to mess with any sticky glue. And then we're going to put our sentiment on. So for this piece, I'm actually going to use Stampin' Dimensionals, and I've pulled out my mini Stampin' Dimensionals. These come in regular size, so they're a little bit bigger, or the mini size. I'm going to use 4 on this strip here. And then you just peel off the backing. And then we're going to put that in between the 2 leaves here. Okay. And then to finish this card, we're going to embellish with the metallic adhesive back dots. We're going to use the copper color. Of course, I think whatever color you would choose for this card would go well because they're all suited with this color combination. So where do I want them? There and here. Okay. Actually, I'm going to add another one just because I like them so much. So there we go. That's the card tonight using the gorgeous leaf bundle. So if you have any questions about tonight's project, let me know. One thing I did want to tell you, if you are interested in the Gorgeous Leaves bundle, it is just over the $60 level before shipping and taxes. So you would earn a free Celebration product by purchasing the Gorgeous Leaves bundle. So you could in fact choose the Feels Like Home stamp set, get that for free with the bundle, and you could recreate this card at home. So just something to keep in mind. If you have any questions about any of the products I've used tonight or about Celebration and the Join Special, you can let me know. Otherwise, I hope that you have a great night and you have a great rest or start to the week. I guess it's a new week, so that's exciting. So take care and be well. Bye now.